Well, welcome to Have a Go Heroes. I did that too loud last time. I hope it isn't this time. How are we all doing? We're going to jump in straight in because, like, someone's life hangs in the balance, and we should probably be kind because Becky's waited for an hour already.
We didn't get enough Facebook likes for Jesus to save her, did we?
No, that's all. It's your fault. You specifically. That one. Yeah.
We see you, Jake. Is that the problem, camera?
Okay. So we're gonna nip in real quick. But has anyone got any announcements? I've got an announcement if no one else has. Since we last joined you, Luke's stream is now 2 sessions in. Woo woo! It's going pretty well. Despite some technical difficulties, they have soldiered on, and it's turning into an engaging feast for the mind. So feel free to enjoy that.
It was not what you said, just engaging feast for the mind. It was the tone.
I'm trained.
Rage.
Okay. Yeah, well done, buddy. So let's push on real quickly. Last time when you joined our heroes, basically they were under attack by a giant undead kraken, and it was brutal.
Freaky fishman.
Freaky fishman indeed. Astario's life hangs in the balance.
Not always the kraken though, just because she fell off a cliff and then hit her head on the pillar.
And then
It seems to be like wooden objects that keep really hurting you. They use the Silver Age lanterns.
It's an animate object.
Favourite enemy desks.
Yeah, I mean,
Desk.
as long as it's not alive, it's deadly.
But it's wooden as well.
I mean, wouldn't seem to be particularly bad, but like the cliff and the skiff, they were. I've also nearly killed
Wooden objects.
Yeah.
Felix is pretty deadly then. Right, okay.
I don't think he's been that stealthy.
You did hear a splash.
Oh my. It was a pain in the heart. I got a 1.
Okay.
Can I go to 1?
Yeah, it's a 1.
Doomsday device! Now the balls in Farnsworth's court!
That is 9 damage. 9 damage. No damage.
Yarr! Last time we're going to cut straight to Semmet to kind of fill us in. Semmet, you're knee deep in water. There's a gigantic kraken, and you're holding Kyrie.
I'm knee deep in water.
Yeah, you're on the beach. Yeah, it's night time and there is a kraken.
You felt
You were having a
more
great
in
big
the...
party, and this was going really well. And then, like, Helix threw Kyrie at you and she's drunk, help her, and ran off to save somebody else.
Oh.
People are dying everywhere. There's a boat being smashed to pieces.
This is so much information.
I like to until he got Kyrie. Like the kraken wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
It's just Kyrie. Oh, bitches. Yeah. Okay, can I get a bit more of what's going on? Like,
So, like, there was literally like a meeting of the two crews, and yours, and then suddenly, like, in the middle of this kind of frosty party atmosphere, this giant tentacle surfaced and just saw the Firehammer in two, splintered it like kindling, and then, like, people are just fighting tentacles everywhere.
This book's the best and
there like
worst
a
anime.
safe place nearby?
People are yelling, "Get on the boat!" If that helps.
Okay. I'll slug her over my shoulder.
Yep.
Sling her arm over my shoulder. Crossbow drawn in one hand, and then I'm just going to try and like find the safest route along the beachhead to the boat.
Okay, you are literally in the water, so it's not too difficult.
Okay.
Can I have athletics check?
Okay, go gadget. Not going to work very well.
You can do it.
No, it's really not going to work very well. 19!
Okay, you take 2 damage. Like, as you get up the gangplank, you have to dodge a kraken tentacle and throw yourself flat.
Okay.
The Kyrie's on top of you, so you smash your nose against the, like, wood of the gangplank, and then, like, crawl onto the ship. She kind of moans.
Go on the deck, find somewhere safe to hide.
Okay, she kind of stands up, looks at you, and vomits all over you.
Okay.
You are, like...
That's not the worst thing I've seen right now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I kind of absorb it, I guess.
Right, okay.
Absorb it? Maybe put my tongue out. No,
Okay. You feel Zathane grab you from behind. She's like, get on the helm and just point this ship in the right direction.
Okay, so I'll push Kylie, excuse me. I'll push her like towards the downwardly bit.
Okay, she stumbles and kind of like, you can see the absolute terror is like dealing with the alcohol.
Yes.
There's a fight going on like down the ship. You're way away from it, but like Norval is busy digging in to some kind of sea creatures that have dropped off the boat. They look like the things that came from the lighthouse.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'll shove her like towards the I don't know where it goes. Where it goes southward into the bottom of the boat, and I'll kind of wobble over to the helm.
Okay.
What way we're facing? Like which way?
You're kind of like at the moment you're parallel to the shore.
And are we in enough water to get
just about, yeah.
Okay. Do I know which way the wind's going?
You think you can do it? You've sort of had a go at steering the ship before.
Okay.
You need a dexterity check.
Okay.
At advantage though, because you've done this a few times.
Hey, 21.
Okay, you spin the wheel and you point the ship in a direction. You're not sure where it's going to go, but at least it's like not facing the Kraken anymore.
Is there also a lot of blue in front of us?
Yeah. As this happens, Helix literally cannons onto deck. As I believe it, you have rocket boots on at the moment.
I have rocket.
You have rocket
Helix
boots?
has rocket boots and he like decelerates onto the deck and then pulls one of his grenade thingies, his face grenades, and hits it. At which point the ship like there's a crack of thunder and like this wind from the chill north hits the sails of the ship. You're not sure where that came from, but you get this sense of divine providence, and the ship accelerates. But as it accelerates, you spot Astoria rolling onto the ship, and she is in the air as the ship takes flight. She just lands cracks against the mast, and there's an audible snap as she hits it. And she's like, yeah. As she does that, your hourglass sand runs out.
Do I notice this?
Yes. You feel it. The noise you always heard of it draining just stops draining.
Okay. What happens at this point?
The ship is flying through the water.
Yeah.
You know that you have like 10 minutes of this, like it's shooting forward.
Okay.
But by that point, Astoria will be dead.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Am I just like?
You are. It's going to require a lot of trick to get down there. Yeah. Because she's a deck below
The
you.
first thing I'll do is like I imagine that it's just like a full body kind of shock.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I'm kind of grabbing onto the wheel.
Yeah.
Boat, and I'll try and take a look at the hourglass. Can I sense like anything about it?
You think her sand has run out.
Okay.
You know what that means. You know that she's the one, like the person that the hourglass has been assigned to.
Okay. I'll sort of cast it back to where it's slung, and then I'm going to try and make my way down onto deck again.
Okay. Another athletics check to get down there.
Athletic.
Yeah.
13.
14. Okay, 15. You take 5 damage on the way down the stairs as like you basically have to throw yourself forward and then catch anything, and you slam your head into one of the bulkheads. Can I have a death save for a few minutes?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry about this, by the way.
What's going on?
Just a D20, yeah. I got over a 10.
Brilliant. So you make your first death save. All
I,
good.
You just
everything on my foot.
yeah. So you you've got a success.
Okay.
Do you, like, if you it's just out.
Yeah.
Okay. If you get 3 successes, do you make yourself alive?
You recover.
Yes.
Get for it next time.
You're still unconscious.
But you don't have 3 death saves.
Yeah.
She's slowly, her body is slowly sliding up the wall as you kind of get down to the thing. The pressure's just
The kind of distance.
another 30 feet. You're kind of like bent like that against the pressure, yeah.
Okay. How far away is she?
30 feet maybe.
Okay. Can I try and healing word her from the range?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to require a concentration check, basically. So con save.
No.
Okay,
It's just a no.
you try the spell and like there's just too much like going on for you to kind of concentrate enough to do it at range. Can I have another death save from you?
It's a good job I'm saying I keep rolling, right? I'm sure this is fine.
So look, it went off the table.
Just take that one.
I don't actually know where it's gone.
No, it's got to be on the table. It's got to be on the table.
It doesn't count.
It's got to be on the table.
I'm gonna die, yo!
It's a 13, that's good.
Okay, cool, yeah. She's not doing too bad. By the time he gets there, you might be alright. All right.
I'm just gonna get there. You're like, I did things, you know.
As you see her sort of her body sliding up the wall, you realise in a minute she's going to fly off the back of the ship. Also, you get this like vision in your mind, like this is the person who, like, your hourglass said, you know, will die in your lifetime. If you heal her, what does that mean for your spirituality? Anyway, what do you want to do?
Try not to have an existential crisis on the flying boat.
I mean, she's the only one who's talked to you in these passing few weeks.
Yeah. Can I roll like a freak out?
Can I get plus to that check?
What Alex is saying is, can I blame the dice?
I've been here like 5 minutes. Why are you going to give me this?
Ease me into this.
I really did not see this coming.
The thing is, I was actually thinking about that.
Do you know who else didn't see coming? The deck.
Oh, burn.
And before that,
Good mate. Yeah.
What was the last thing that went through Stereo's mind? It was at the mast. I think it was the mast.
This way.
Pull that bitch out of misery.
Okay.
Sorry, you're going to need a shot. That didn't help.
is there any way I can like take it? Can I do some like? How many turns do I have, technically speaking?
How many death saves she makes? I mean, in theory, you've got 2 is the maximum she can die in now.
Is there any sort of way
Like a crit and then another crit. Pardon?
Can I like?
Crit and normal.
Yeah, crit and all.
Can I say just a quick like, you know, guide me kind of prayer sort of deal, or?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you might not get any guidance, but you can make
do that.
Yeah, sure. So you spend a turn praying. Roll me a D percentile.
That'll be a 3.
No, that's not. No, D percentile.
Oh, right.
Do you need a? You got him?
Oh, that's like a net. Oh no, that's
You got 90 and 11. What did you do?
well, that's 100%. That's actually 100%.
2 divine acts in one. Okay. Yeah.
Just 1 moment. Actually, normally on a D percentile, 100 is a critical fail.
I know.
I know.
It's a different type.
I know.
Get the hell out of here!
Did it?
And he got.
Are we just going up? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Your hourglass shatters.
It shatters.
Yeah.
Tears over the face.
Can you make me a death saving throw?
What?
It's not a disadvantage, is it?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
What's going on, bro?
Did you just destroy his button base? Just like that.
It's a tutorial day with the dice.
Go, Jake. Do you make 3?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, now. Esther's eyes open as the hourglass shatters. She's still going to slide off deck, dude.
I think she's so important.
You're making this dramatic, because then I haven't technically touched her.
Yeah, she's come back to life without your help. Maybe that was the vision all along.
So my crossbow was drawn.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot. Not at her. I'm going to take a shot at her robe.
Okay.
No, Dad, it's my elf.
Shot at disadvantage.
A disadvantage. Oh, okay, good start. 7.
7. Okay. Yeah. Deal some damage to her.
I look like an asshole. 4.
Okay. You manage to pin her to the deck, which passes out again as you literally like embed a crossbow in her shoulder.
I'm okay.
a good 6 seconds. I'm
She's pinned though, so like you could heal her maybe if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm going to try and approach her.
Okay. Do you want to move me to
Finish her off.
Do I start again?
Yes.
The worst thing is,
Hey, Becky, make a death saving throw.
you know, if you die, I'm literally going to be like.
oh no, we lost the body.
No.
Okay. She starts to die. This time it's definitely your fault.
Yes. Jeez.
You can say this.
Does the hourglass come back to?
Not yet.
Okay. How close am I now? Because I did actually move the last.
You're 15 feet because you're under really extreme conditions.
I'm just going to go for a go gadget healer again.
Yep.
From range this time.
Yeah.
So, unless can I move and then touch him?
If you made the athletics check, you can move.
Oh, okay, I'll just do that range. Okay, concentration. Okay, that's going to be something decent, like 17.
Yeah. This time you make healing word. Feel free to heal her.
But it's max heals when you're unconscious, so it's 4 + 4, so 8.
Nice one. Thank
Okay,
you.
so you gasp awake. You're pinned to the deck via a crossbow, which is now like fused to your back because he healed the wound with it in. So you've got an unfortunate like crossbow bolt sticking out your back.
Right.
So interesting scar.
Yeah.
But you're alive.
I'm alive. I think you can really take that, right?
Is she still pinned?
Yeah. I did things. I suggest you stay that way until the stream dies down.
To the
But
death
also,
during
the
a
wound
storm.
is healed.
Yeah.
So
Basically,
in theory, to get it out, I'd have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
No,
put
like
yourself
climb
out. Yeah.
books.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be
Right, we
worse.
need them and like just a ring.
Okay, eventually the ship slows down. And
Like a stone.
Did I see Ostariel almost break her back?
yeah, everyone saw it. It's just
Okay.
the like not.
Did everyone also see him shoot her?
Yes. It wasn't subtle. The thing that was threatening you also lost its footing halfway through the thing, and you just step forward, smack it as hard as you can, and it flies overboard.
Oh, yes!
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just like you're left in cold water.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
They were orcs underneath the freaky fish shells.
Before that, Ostariel, are you okay?
What happened? Why did you shoot me? Oh, thank you very much. That's appreciated. Why did I need saving? What? I mean, I'm guessing she didn't know that she had.
I mean, you remember like falling
Oh, okay.
and a hefty crunch, and there was a moment where you were like standing like in a glade of wood, and then you shake your head and you're back where you were.
Okay, so I know that I.
And then you were gone again.
That time you saw Viz's face.
Okay, in which case, if she knows that, she'll just sort of say, ow, but thank you for saving me. Ugh, it wasn't pleasant.
I'm not sure why.
Why what?
I don't know, like, I'll just leave it at that and I'll look. Can I see anything? Can I see, is the hourglass shattered physically or is it?
It looks like, it's weird, like, it didn't completely come apart, but the bottom shattered, where the sand is, and it's hit the floor, and it's like everywhere, like, it blew off the deck, basically.
Okay. Can I, as I say that, I'll kind of drop to my knees and kind of just like brush it all together, and can I make any sense of it at all, or is there anything, can I sense anything about it?
As you pick it up, you're kind of scooping the sand, and it sets on fire.
Okay.
And then, like, literally disintegrates in front of you. You know that's not normal. That's not supposed to happen.
If it's under warranty, send it back.
What were we drinking at that party?
And so the sand is gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just like flick my goggles on to see if it's magical? Because I'm obviously intrigued by the same
The whole
device.
the device, the sand itself is magical.
Yeah. Okay.
Little bit
So
of
it still seems to
necromancy.
still be working in some manner.
You don't have any record of anyone saving the persons whose life it was. That makes sense.
I know you've kind of lost track of time there. Could we unpin the elves from the deck of the ship?
That would be nice.
I'll do
I
it.
don't want to cause trouble.
I'm ignoring him.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Can I take a second to like pray?
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of not really directed at anyone, but I'm
Yeah. Some of the crew of the Fohammer that managed to land here are assuming you're praying for like release and escape, so they kind of take a prayer with you. Like,
Mine's more like, what is my purpose? And I'm talking to myself,
Yeah.
but also outward as well. So do I get any response? And I'm like, what's my purpose now?
That's it.
There's nothing. do I feel any different to how I felt before?
Or you have a headache, and like little bits of memories are sifting through. Like again, that bronze skull like really comes to the forefront of your memory. Like maybe there was a purpose beforehand. I'm just kind of muttering to myself a little bit. I think at this point I'm kind of closed off. Yeah. Once again. Hanson, who is looking a bit green about the gills, comes and he's like, let me do it. You helped me. And kind of cuts you reasonably well down without it being like hit point damage.
Oh, that wasn't nice of you to said to me that. Thank you.
It's okay. Let me cut you down is the nicest thing I've ever said. I feel like a beast now. I cut you gently. Okay, Zathane's walking up to you. What's the plan, Captain?
Well, it appears we've got some extra crew.
My guess is we would drop an anchor at Northport. Most of them will leave us there.
That's fine. Until then?
It's 10 days out, probably. Maybe more, depending on where exactly we landed. Through ice.
Well, let's keep an eye on our new guests until then. We don't want them getting any ideas.
Yeah, okay.
But I think first things first, take stock of any damage, anything we might have lost.
The treasure. We lost the treasure.
We know where it is. We will go back, but we won't do that while we've got these lot with us.
Oh, also the terrifying squid thing.
Oh,
Yeah, what was that?
Keep doing it.
I am not on deck.
Oh, I turned around like, what?
It's gone again.
Well, I'm wherever the cocoon was.
It's above deck.
Oh, is it above deck?
Yeah,
Sorry.
There isn't many bunks downstairs, so you've been bunking on the top.
Right.
In that case, I turned.
Yeah.
What was that?
What?
The huge squid, which made of undead things.
it's like, I've heard of a kraken before, but that was
I thought they were long gone, weren't they?
I don't know what the big thing was. The things inside, the things we fought on deck, they had orcs inside of them.
What?
When I burned one of its fleshes away with my lightning.
It's made of dead orcs.
Yes, remember when we went to that museum place?
Arcadia.
Yes, and do you remember the thing with the orcs in the water under the bridge?
I remember.
Passed underneath.
Where you got that
They got
armor.
They got
Yes,
flooded.
we passed that drawbridge and there was water running down. But there were orcs underneath the water. It's like they've adapted to become, or evolved to become Kraken. Yeah.
You don't.
the hell out of here. Now that's canon.
You don't get to name things.
They are.
to the ship. I named the Kraken.
Before
The Fairwind is a good name.
the battle, before we were fighting, I did commune with what seemed to be one of the Orcish gods.
Right.
He knew that they were.
Sure, it wasn't your reflection.
No. I'm pretty sure I summoned one on him when I attacked.
He gets confused.
Because my lightning was normally it strikes straight, but it arced across.
So what happened?
Yes, diagonally going lightning now and not.
I'm more interested in the giant squid thing that almost killed us and Kraken.
It seems to be these,
Hold a nature check.
these orcish things were coming off the
Part of it.
Yeah.
Making it up.
They were inside.
I don't know where they were coming from, but they were coming from it.
Didn't I see something similar actually? Like, did I see? I can't remember because it was a while ago. Didn't I see something like, you know, the one that was attacking the glass I tried to save? I forget her name now.
Kyrie.
No, the Dwarven one.
Oh yeah.
The dead one.
Did I see anything there? Did I see it come from the Kraken? Like,
Yeah, they dropped off the Kraken.
like they're not like making up parts.
So the Kraken was made up of lots of the smaller like fish guys, but these bigger tentacle ones seem to be almost like another caste or another race. It's hard to tell what's going on
It
really.
was definitely made up of sort of living beings.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you get on your nature?
21 on nature,
Yeah.
16 on religion.
They're although it looks like a kraken, like what you know historical accounts of a kraken to be, A, most of the krakens are supposed to be dead, and B, like that was an imitation, probably some kind of necromantic magic going on. The thing riding it, you're not really sure what the hell that was, but you recognise the robes were the same as the rest of the Arcadian stuff, but with necromantic runes on them.
Yeah, okay. Well, to begin, it wasn't a kraken, it was merely a necromantic I refuse to call it a kraken. It was a necromantic facsimile of a kraken, and I believe, well, I'm not entirely sure what race the person was who was riding it.
Hooded things.
Yeah, it was similar. Well, it's similar to the ones in the museum and the ones that attacked on the docks, but it's definitely a necromancer.
I hope not.
Well, they do appear to be turning up.
This is
In unrelated places.
Yes.
We did encounter them before we were coming to...
Stepman.
No, not Stepman.
Yeah, it was just
And recently before when...
The ones in the cove.
Near the cove.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's when we hastened away the first time.
Yeah.
When you didn't break your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was better.
That was a lot better. I'm going to
You
eat that
lose the
next
skin
time.
though.
I'm sorry about the skivvy.
No, I think we're even now. I'm sorry about breaking your back.
I think it was on my neck actually, but yeah,
even.
it's,
Okay.
it's good. Yeah, even's good.
Not really, even she's been talking to us like this for the past 10 minutes.
No, what with the crossbow?
Why is the ship
It's
sideways?
healing word, not total resurrection. Just walking around.
It's a good thriller, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Shorter? No.
So, who is responsible for the crew? Is it you?
He's the bosun.
Okay. I'm just asking now. I'll come back to it in a minute. Feel free to keep going. Sorry.
We're just having a discussion at the moment of what's happened between ourselves.
Are you a navigator?
I am, yes.
Do you want to find us a heading to Northport?
That was where we were going to. I mean, we started, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Bit unconscious.
It's like a small northern town. It's not. It's known for basically being the northernmost port on Terros, surprisingly, Northport. But it's not known for being like particularly massive or effective as a port. It's there because it needs to be. If that makes sense.
So before I go, oh sorry.
I was going to know, so you go.
So before I go to navigate, have you finished your prayer? Or are you still kind of like deep?
I think I'm kind of a little bit. I'm just unsure what the hell just happened. Like, I don't know why I made the decision. This is out of character, by the way, but I'm not sure why I made the decision to save you. If I think that was related to my religion. So I'm a little bit just kind of like, I'm just kind of zoned in a little bit. I'm looking for answers, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to pray for answers.
Okay, if you look like you're still kind of like.
Yeah. And I'm also trying to pick up like grains of glass on the deck as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you've kind of got your eyes open, then you're
Gluing it back together.
Yeah,
Like, piece by piece.
so just sort of say, oh, thank you so much for saving me. And I'm like, sure.
I just I'll bow and acknowledge you and then continue with kind of praying. I'm just kind of a bit lost at the moment as a character, so.
Do you want to see if there's any repairs that need? I don't think a ship's meant to go that quickly. A lot happened.
Yeah.
I walk up to the figurehead and in Elvish ask Fairwind, do you detect any damage to yourself?
Luckily, I was ready to flee when we first encountered the foe hammer and have been ready for this for quite some time. There will be some damage, but it will be minor.
There's a lot of elf blood over the mask as well.
Do you speak
Sails have taken a beating.
Just I'm not very good with it.
sails, she says, to focus on.
Well, that's like the one thing that we're going to have trouble with. I don't have much fabrics.
Well, I believe between myself and Astariel, we both know the mending spell.
Okay.
Do you know the mending spell?
Weirdly enough,
Mending spell, mending spell. You know the mending spell.
I don't know.
Weirdly, the sea shanties on the ship have changed slightly.
Strangely enough, I did know the mending spell as my old artificer position, but now I won't know the mending spell till level 6, so no.
He was like, I did, but I believe I've forgotten the principles and I found it quite difficult to grasp again.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Oh, my brain is
weird one now. So,
Fair enough.
my tools are acting up recently. I can't.
That's fine.
With age, don't worry.
That's fine. We can repair where we can, but we will require some cloth.
Yes.
Since I'm in charge of the crew, shout and stop lollygagging, get back to where you need to be, your posts. Those of you that are new, find something to do. Because you're on the ship now.
Make me an intimidation check. Rolling through intimidation.
I love it.
I did advantage because roll advantage because they just saw you beat the crap out of about 5 guys.
It's 12.
Okay. There's some surly grumbling, and most of them go back to work, except like a dubious-looking elf is dressed in like black fabrics that are quite well-to-do, which is really off for like the Viking ship of berserkers.
Is this guy from the market?
Approach. Why are you working?
My job on board is killing things. I shall wait to kill things.
I need you to help with the repairs. Can you please help? Like everyone else is helping. Or you can go for a swim.
Very nice.
It's not, but we're all in this together, so we all need to work together. I'm not just going to stand here and yell orders. I'm going to go help mend stuff and fix stuff as well. So I think you should take part in whatever else we're doing.
Okay, maybe a diplomacy check, but not at advantage.
Okay.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Persuasion.
Yeah, diplomacy is a board game.
Oh shit.
So not a very good one.
Oh, Matt Culver's
I was literally about to say, don't let Colmo hear you say that.
He's literally heard you in this thing. He's coming for you. He's literally like got off his seat.
14.
Okay, 14.
This is like it follows, isn't it?
But this time,
It's less sexy. He just forces it out.
Okay.
But understand, it is not because I respect you. And then he walks on.
Fine, none of us do. Yeah. No one does. It's fine.
I respect you, says Van Hammer as he walks past with like some of the cooking. He's trying to get back into the thing, yeah.
I like you, Van Hammer.
Okay,
I'm glad you respect me.
10 days will pass. Is there anything anyone wants to do in those 10 days? Can I have a navigation check?
I'd like to level up.
Everyone can level up, yeah.
Can I assist? Can I help her?
Yes.
Give her advantage.
Intelligence check.
That would be really nice.
Oh,
This is roll badly.
shit. Only a 9.
Okay. What'd you get?
For navigation,
Yeah.
is it just a D20 or do I add?
Yeah, and intelligence.
Guess how many hit points I get this level?
15. 15 days pass.
The charts were a mess.
Can I have
I've seen
a
that star before.
Can I have a Constitution save from everybody?
1 minute, hold on.
Fine, I'll get back in the armour.
Kidding.
I'm just gonna.
Good.
I think he'd murder you rather than let you get back in the goddamn armour.
12.
I got 85 hit points.
Oh, I love these Constitution saves. That'd be a 5.
What'd you get?
Fine.
I get 85 hit points.
That's a crit penalty. Constitution
Yeah.
save, though.
I got 5.
6.
Okay, so those of you who got under 10, either because you're
How did you get under 10?
Constitution or because you're thinking of others above yourself. Basically, by the time Astorial guides the ship into Northport, you're running out of food. Like, even with what the Furhammer brought on board, you're running out of food. And you two are suffering, so you're on 1 level of exhaustion when we arrive in Northport.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, this is what happens. You're basically like, I'm in charge of the crew and I cannot eat until they're all fed. So after a while, you begin to regret your decision.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're also exhausted.
That's fine.
Okay.
I also.
Some other stuff happens, but I want to see whether you guys
Can we
want
do
to
any
add some
fishing
stuff
whilst
in
we're
or-
doing all
Yeah,
that stuff?
absolutely. Yeah. Make me a fishing check. Are you skilled in fishing?
Skilled in survival.
Make a survival check. Crit.
Catch a
Hate
fish.
your face. You can pick one of the 3 people to remove a level of.
You caught a kraken.
Hey, I'm not exhausted.
Okay.
Catch a large trophy fish worth 20 million gold.
The rest of the crew, I'll have a little bit of food, but obviously I'll.
Yeah,
I'll
I think he does.
Yeah, it just means there's enough to go round more, so it's enough that one more person gets fully fed and is okay.
Yes, I do.
It's also just me and Matt at the moment.
Yeah. Anybody else want to do anything while they're there? Talk to any NPCs?
Check on the cocoon. The
Okay.
fuck's that all about?
Fishing.
It remains the same until day 6.
Okay.
On day 6, it goes dry and then cracks. And out of it crawls a small lizard-like creature who's maybe this big.
Yep.
And it starts eating fish, which also contributes to your food rations.
It's like when he boots it off the ship.
When you do that, it hides behind him.
Leave Archibald alone.
Resemblance to Archibald.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
It's. I mean, there's a similarity in the eyes,
Yeah.
and like it still has kind of catty whiskers around its face.
Can I make another nature check to see if I can
sure.
understand what this thing is now?
Can you help with fishing?
Who gets that?
Scientists don't fish. Nerds, dude. 11.
You have a few suspicions.
Okay,
sure.
I've just realised I can't cast spells anymore.
What was that?
It's your focus.
Cool.
I know you
What a one. There was divine intervention, but it wasn't good.
How many did you cast?
It's okay.
100 would be the good one.
It's a good job.
Crossbow.
Good job. I literally just took life drain. Sorry, redirect health, energy, vitality. On the 3rd fucking try.
I can hit things more.
Life transference. That's the one.
We you know when we roll for hit points.
Yeah.
Well, do we always have to
Yes.
roll?
Oh, I read that wrong.
Did you get 1?
I
don't wanna take that
Every
spell.
time it's a one. Yeah. She's doomed.
You're meant to die.
Yeah, look, genuinely, everything's coming out.
So at level 6, how many hit points?
We're in level 5, aren't we?
26.
Level 6.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
I'm on 50.
Just stand behind.
Okay,
So you can cast mending.
26. Wouldn't
I can't get anything!
Yes.
it be excellent if she could find a match?
Oh, I built my ass.
I'll bear that in mind.
How many hit points you got?
Six.
I got the same. I got 28.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that quick.
In that case, let me just roll.
No, I just have no constitution. I rolled a 3.
Okay. So on the journey,
Yeah, I think
Amazing.
I now get as a storm herald. Have you got the lantern of everything there?
Oh, should roll mine.
you want to look at it?
You don't know the book, then you can't use
Right.
it.
Yeah, just have a look at that, but like, don't panic for now.
I wish I'd rolled my division, my innovation dice
Yeah.
before I made my roll
Yeah.
for Archibald.
So,
Okay, is there
I
any?
want to kind of
Yeah.
sweet talk / trick / manipulate the Bowhammer crew so we can get a few extra pirates on board.
Okay, that they seem to all bow to the elf, who like thinking had a go at. His name is Ishki the Vicious.
I like it.
And
I will.
he's an elf from like further north than the north, from Vandiker, where the orcs and the dark elves live. And he is a dark elf, like a shadow elf.
My type.
You get the idea. He's the sort of guy that if you find stuff on board, you might be able to bribe him quite easily. But it's difficult because so you're gonna have to find some other tact. What are you trying to kind of?
probably offer him a drink or 7. Probably name drop the North thing. Tell him about. Don't want to give away what we've got, but kind of allude to the fact that we're quite close to
completing.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me. I guess it's going to be persuasion for now.
And if that doesn't work, I'll have to sleep.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
Okay.
Sex?
Okay. Maybe a charisma check. That's effective. He's just not his type.
I rolled a 2 and then a 5.
He said, "Forgive me. I think the problem is not you. The problem is though, during the battle, our first mate was killed. Many of us saw a member of your crew choose between your crew and our crew. A deckhand and a skilled first mate, and pick the deckhand. And our crew feels that maybe if it came to us, those on your ship who had stayed longer would be chosen first in a situation rather than based on talent or experience. Therefore, that does not foster useful relationships."
No, but it does foster loyalty. If it was a member of your crew or a member of another crew, would you save those loyal to yours or a stranger first, regardless of talent?
Perhaps it is true. Perhaps your crewmen are not yet readjusted to the new situation.
You did try and.
I understand, but if you're one of ours, then you're one of ours.
I think about
Right now, you're not one of ours.
So I think you have my answer there.
Did they say at least try and cast a spell to save the first mate?
Just like
she grabbed hands and then she cast a spell to try and save the first mate.
Yeah, you did. It was too late. Yeah, I know. Still, they're holding a bit of a grudge because right now they need someone to hate. You have to be it.
She's putting a bit of an effort though.
Yeah.
All 3 spells.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she was like calling to like, come on, like.
You got one of them faces.
Yeah, well, they need a scapegoat. But Sarah, like, when Sarah finds out, she's going to be a bit like, I tried.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've got one. I'm not going to tell her. I can swim.
She'll hear it from the grumbling.
30 foot swimming. That would be the water as well, without having to reach. That's just a normal part of the water.
When I get to the right level.
Okay. So 15 days later, you arrive in Northport.
Okay.
When you arrive, those of you who have never been to Northport, you're expecting a port. You don't get that. You get like
a little key.
There's a key with about 4 boats in it, 2 of which are local. One is an Orcish war vessel. As you kind of ride into the dock, you're aware that the town is very sleepy and like literally in the middle of nowhere. There's not like, you can't see like a trade road. As you come into the dock, there's a guy on the deck like coming to see your ship, and like you're waved into a certain area of the dock, and there's a guy stood there. He's got like an eye patch on, long dark cloak and then furs, and there's a sort of sneer to his lip as he comes up to see you. Who's the captain? Hello, Captain. I would ask you to remain on your ship and await the Maester.
How long will it be?
Depends, he's dealing with some other business. We had some orcs who didn't follow the rules, so
Alright.
it's currently cracking heads.
Yeah. We'll wait, but we do.
I'm already.
What, lads?
Alright, we'll have a bit of a Rogers and then we'll wait, but we do need to resupply that some of the crew are getting hungry and restless.
Absolutely. If I will expedite the process by taking names now, crew members, if that's all right.
Much obliged.
Step forward
Ringmaster.
with the book. They read the names of the book from the book.
Thank you. This is always good to see. Someone who's got their paperwork up to date.
I then
Just reading through.
And then-
Writing down on his tablet, which is a stone tablet. It's not.
as like when in
No, like not like stones, but like a charcoal tablet. Yeah.
when
I should say, yeah.
when I give him like several names and I call over to I want to call you Shinari and that is not your name, Norval, and yeah, absolutely. I call over to Norval and I say, can you round up the remaining Flowhammer crew so we can give this gentleman their names?
Round them up.
Okay. He starts taking their names.
Yeah.
Not your ship, crew.
We had an incident with a necromantic construct on our way here, and the ship we were with, the Flowhammer, was lost, and I indicate to the remaining crew of the Flowhammer that these are the survivors, and they have not signed on as our ship.
That's not good. He says, and starts writing all the information down. As he does, a guy like walks out onto the pier, and you can see instantly that he's like the one in charge. He's got like a brown coat like over his mask, but it doesn't quite cover it. It's like if
he flexed, would the seams pop?
It's like if Robert Baratheon
Right.
and like Hagrid
Right.
had a son.
Oh, okay, so he's a chunky boy.
He's a big white beast, and he's got like full-on beard. And he walks down the alleyway, the not the alleyway, the dockside towards you. Welcome all. How are we?
You're the Maester.
I am. They're calling me the Maester again. Yes, I am in charge. I prefer the term Margrave, but yes, that's my role.
North of the Fairwind.
Fabulous, Mr. North. Of the Vengeance North.
Not anymore.
That's good to hear. So, I noticed you're a nation ship. We do welcome nation ships, but all ships that dock here have to follow our rules, okay? They're quite simple. All names of crew members must be recorded. My associate here will patrol the ship and make sure there's no one staying away. While you're here, anyone who ventures off the ship is to be accompanied by an associate. Okay, the associate will tell you when it's safe to leave their side. There is a curfew. It is 6 p.m. By then, I expect you to be on your ship.
What time is it now currently?
Anyone found outside the ship at 6 p.m. It's about 3 in the morning. It's not 3 in the afternoon. Sorry.
3 in the afternoon, it's about 3 hours.
Yeah.
If you'd asked me that 2 hours ago, I would have been able to.
So.
50 daily.
Yeah, 50 seconds.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
God, he's nothing well. He doesn't even know what day it is without his timepiece.
Anyone found out after dark will be killed. It's quite simple.
We've got a few that might be looking to leave our employ, as it were. We've got a few from another ship. What do we?
Well, the Blood Ice is looking for new crew members as of about 10 minutes ago, so that's fine.
So any stragglers beyond a ship by curfew?
No, I mean, we do have a series of taverns, but those people will obviously have to let us know that they're deciding to stay in the area.
Essentially, you're saying any members of a foreign ship must be indoors and accounted for by the time of the
Any
curfew.
travellers within Moscow, yes. Of course. Also, he points at Archie, that Tarask is not allowed on board. Leave it on the ship, please.
Oh, that's what he is. Fair enough.
He turns on his heel and leaves. The bloke's like, I'll inspect your ship now, sir.
That's all right. Can I ask, the curfew, is that always been the way, or has some people caused some problems that have made that a necessity?
We have had many pirates. It's always been the way, tradition since before my time, for Margaret's time, but it's always been the way.
And the Maester, is he on the level?
He's a nobleman from noble lineage, yes. As are we all. And he kind of walks onto the ship at that point.
Is fishing allowed in the port? I'm hungry.
On a port. You might catch some crabs, mate. There's no fish here.
That's fine. I'll get some.
So religious can be another thing.
Speaking of, is there a brothel?
No, we don't entertain any brothels. Speaking of crabs,
At the moment, I've got no money and I need to eat. So if everyone's going off the ship, I'm going fishing. I'll get me as much stuff as
I put all my money in a box that we buried.
Yeah, exactly. I need to make space for what I'm carrying.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
So I'm literally.
Maybe a survival check?
That's why you load your coat up beforehand.
Just FYI, did we put a big cross over where the chest is meant to be? Isn't it?
No, but you've got an idea of where it is.
He's got loads of identity memory.
I got identity.
You managed to catch a series of albino crabs that do look not that delicious.
I don't give a crap right now because I will eat any.
Because you're an orc.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, you're wet albino.
And also, it's nice to see a crab that isn't trying to rip you limb from limb.
Yeah,
There's a crazy druid on top.
Vengeance!
You know when you see a crab, you're just like,
See if I can find anything else.
That's about it that grows here.
No, it's because I'm able of determining size. No, because I understand the size and scale.
Yeah, but it could just send a big one further away.
No.
it's just like one of those moments.
An experiment! Yeah, in cooking.
Just as a
Go on.
trust is a widely known in the game.
Maybe I can check. Wait for someone to realise this.
Basically, when we went.
I'll make one as well.
Yeah, I know what a trust is, but Astarion might not, that's what I was asking. 21?
Yeah, you're aware of what to ask.
I got like 22. So. I turn around. Not actually, no. Like turns around and like drops down like onto his haunches. Like, so you're a Tarask. Well, they're quite fearsome when they're taller than buildings, but right now you're tiny. And I kind of like rub his face, like you do with a cat.
Throw him some crab pieces.
So I think Astarion has gone very pale at this point. Just sort of maybe like when she gets moved to be like, Tarask. Yes.
They can be quite dangerous, but they do take a while to mature and get.
They
to that
tend
size.
to grow in bursts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they'll consume a lot, then sleep, maybe cocoon. The accounts of them are they return underground, so you don't exactly know. But then they'll grow and burst out again. So
How big did you say he was at this precise moment?
he's maybe only that big.
A human height?
Not even human height. Like I'm.
Sorry, I'm off my table.
Yeah, we can only see your top hand.
Okay.
The camera has no.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Like a dog.
You're going to get to sleep, and Northport's going to be quiet as a whistle the following day. And you're just going to hear, and this giant boat-sized thing's going to come out.
What, an over challenge rating 20 creature? And we're just like, we all run away again.
And then it's just going to like sit on you as well.
Michael Bay soundtrack.
More of the world style.
Yeah.
What's your current plan with the keeping or not the Tarask?
It's hardly acclimatized to living in the wild. If we were to merely release it, it would die.
Release it into perfection.
How big do you think it would need to be before you might release it?
Probably when it becomes a difficulty to be on the ship.
If we went by that, then we would have got rid of Norval weeks ago.
I've not heard of anyone trying to tame or raise a Tarask before. I mean, have you?
Well, no, and that makes it a wonderful learning experience.
Does it? Right, okay.
Think of the books you could publish upon the early life cycles of a Tarask.
Me and my Tarask.
I mean, that's a working title, surely, but,
Well,
clearly people on this ship should not be allowed to name things. Should not be allowed to name things. Well, I mean, what are... You are dancing around the subject, and I suppose the two options that are before us, Astarion, is we either continue to care for this creature for as long as we can and hope that there is something that can be done about it, or we either directly or indirectly result in its death.
Have you ever cooked a Tarrasque?
Normally I would not want to cause the death.
What? I haven't cooked anything once.
But it might lead to some of our deaths if things go wrong. So that's the balance we have to think of.
Well,
It's fine, he's not furniture, you'll live.
Yeah, I'll be fine, obviously, yeah.
Apparently there's
Watch out, if we ever go questing to Phanhammer's homeland of IKEA, then you shouldn't worry.
apparently they're super tender when they're young as well. That's like veal.
I am not beyond defending myself.
Okay, what's the plan?
Stop for the cream egg interlude.
I want to go and see what's happening with this other ship that now needs crew.
Well, actually, before you leave, I'm like, so considering that we have buried the vast majority of our funds, what exactly do we have in terms of tradables and coinage that I can use to repopulate the supplies of the Fairwind?
We have crew now.
Professional.
Stop addressing me before I stop.
You could have waited.
I couldn't, I don't know why I did.
What do you have? That's a good question.
Sarah's
We have a talking fucking ship.
We can't trade the ship.
No. But people might want to be the crew on a magic fucking ship.
No, I'm talking about food.
All right.
See, I told you this was a mistake. Didn't I say this would be a mistake? No one listened.
What would be a mistake?
Eating cream eggs.
Yeah, right, sorry. I was more referring about appropriating supplies, you know, the food that we ran out of.
How much do you need? How much do you need?
I don't know what the local prices are. I can go and peruse, but I wanted to sort of know what I was working with, what kind of budget I have. Are you okay there, sir?
At this point, I'm gonna burst because you guys
Phanhammer, these are awesome. More of these. They're really nice.
Is albino crab? Go get more.
We'll get more.
Okay.
At this point, I've not been seen for a while, so like while you're having this conversation, I kind of burst out of a lower deck with a substantially larger gun than I used to have. So that would most. But I still go.
I see you've been for gun enhancement surgery.
I wasn't gonna dwell on that.
To cure my WD, random dysfunction.
Oh, no, because that video, remember?
Sorry, I'm not gonna make any more jokes about
Happy moment.
and I'm just thinking, and I'm just like, well, I can invent more things. I've just had like some amazing breakthroughs.
What did you take apart to make that?
I feel I
just
have lost my thread of this conversation.
And just turn away.
So, coin, tradable good. I mean, I've got the. I'm like,
Where are you having this conversation?
On the pier, I guess. On the boat, apparently, because of big cover it.
I don't have good charisma.
I've got 20 gold.
I've got 50 gold.
I've got nothing because I put it in the chest so I can carry this thing.
Do you have anything that you could make that we could sell, maybe? I mean,
That's what I just said.
Amazing. You want to sell your gun?
No,
Oh, right, okay. So
but I have some old parts that we could sell.
perfect.
I think the ship.
As what? Is the thing. Outsider art? You think it's going to go down in Northport?
I don't know.
Land of the single gene?
I'll drop. Apparently, Norwell can sell crabs.
Oh wait, Norfolk. Oh,
I'll drop the Orcadia axe on the floor saying you can sell that. It doesn't mean nothing to me anymore.
Well, that'll fetch us a
but
couple of golds, maybe.
but no, but this is the special magical Arcadia
You could
act.
sell it as a relic.
Why did
Sell your arm.
For it.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that because I think you value a win price.
And
It was a joke.
is there any plants that might be of some use that we got from the gnome?
I'll make a list of everything. I'll go into town and find out what the prices are.
And if anyone wants like something to aid their hearing or a new leg or anything, you just point them my way.
I'll give you the various plants that we got from the Druit.
That guy's eye.
Right?
Okay. You wander.
Well, I wait until obviously I've got someone to accompany me. I don't know what.
It looks like there are a number of people on, like,
Oh, okay.
on the docks. That's their job, really, is to kind of almost be like
They are chaperones.
Yeah, like chaperones or guides that like subtly watch you, you know.
Bring me some money back.
First construction with Norfolk doesn't really have a market. Like there's a fish market, and then there are taverns towards the southern end of the city. But it looks like basically it works on sea trade for things like furs and food, and that's it. There's no like bustling like suburban hub here. It's damp and cold, and the people live hard lives and die. That's pretty much it.
Oh wow. Sounds like the wall.
Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah.
Someone's excited.
You as you're walking around, can I have a perception check from you?
Who actually was? I was going to say that with the gift of sour go, she's got my gold.
If you want to go with him, that's cool. Yeah. Are you going together?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
God, I need to stop rolling in there.
Following because you're the only person who talks.
26.
Okay, so it's like a geek party outing. I love that we what we basically have here is a Starship Enterprise situation where like you make the command decisions, send them down to like whatever place you've landed on as like a landing crew, then some red shirt buys it. Yeah. Okay, I'm using more Star Trek episodes.
I'm literally filling the ship with as much crab as possible.
Okay, yes, there are barrels.
It seems to be tasty. If we're
7.
A bit rich.
7.
7.
Sorry.
Oh, am I
It's not
right?
past
It's just perception, yeah.
Can I get us some furs?
17.
Yeah, I figure you guys are actually looking around at this place with new eyes.
19.
So, okay.
15.
26.
Okay, you two spot, you as well. You guys spot that you're being followed by a woman. Like she's just like watching you through the crowd. She's got like a shawl on, like a pinched face, almost rat-like, and like very very poor clothes on, all of the same material. Slight like scabbing on her face where she's obviously like not eaten as many vegetables or fruit as she should have done. She's just kind of watching you through the crowd.
Is this where we're passing through this?
Just as you're passing through like the not market to begin with, that's the first time you spot her. And then as you kind of wander, like basically there's like, would you like to see the rest of the town? And he takes you down to the tavern areas, and you just spot her occasionally in the street. Like,
As they're passing through a house, sort of hang to the side.
okay, can I stealth check?
Okay, just stealth.
I feel like he just says, like, oh, hang to the side.
You start to hang back and you trip over in one of the cobbled streets and like do a vert and put your hand on the wall.
Emperor's New Groove, like the Kronk, who does his own theme music. Like, dun, dun, dun.
And the guy turns to you. You alright?
Sorry, I seem to misplace my footing.
Oh, Semmet's such a blast to be around. Don't worry about him.
I tend to sort of like, without trying to attract too much of the guard's attention, so maybe I'll point out in where they are one at a time. I'm just going to say, so if you guys notice there's someone following us.
There's someone following us. I say at a normal volume.
Push it back a second. Right, look, tell you to look, but subtly, you know, don't.
Why?
So to your left, but not. No.
I already made the roll, don't worry.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. I'm gonna say because like I am not good at this.
That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I was gonna maybe. I was thinking as I'm quite good at
Probably just a pickpocket.
people, I might come back and try and do what she wants.
Well, you can't.
You have to stay.
You have to stay with the guide. Again, I say at a normal volume.
What's the kind of distance between us and her at this point?
She's maybe hanging 20 feet, 30 feet back out of the top. Yeah, she's not doing it particularly subtly.
Can I see her?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'm just like, excuse me.
She turns and runs away.
Oh, well then, clearly she wasn't a threat.
I didn't think she was necessarily a threat. I just wanted to see what she wanted.
Excuse me, have you ever seen that woman before? I say to our guide.
What woman?
Oh, did you not see her? She was wearing like a shawl, scabs on her face, a bit of a rat-like
She hasn't had
face.
vegetables for a long time.
These guys carry plants.
Kind of.
There was a woman like this. She died.
Takes his slate and writes on it and then puts it back down where it's like. Alright, thank you for that.
I merely would wish to speak to her. I did not want to get her into trouble.
Well, she's run off now, so obviously up to something.
If
Is there anything more to this town? Like,
sorry,
go on.
if she's not in a lot of trouble and you do find her, please let her know that I'd be willing to talk to her if she seemed interested in us.
Covered as well.
I think we ought to return to the ship now, if that's okay with you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, might as well.
Can I sense anything about his like character at this point when this is?
Maybe an insight check.
Oh, that's pretty good. That would be a 20.
He's fairly clearly stonewalling you. They asked him directly if anything's up. His response was, "Let's go back to the ship." You know, like he's not playing ball. He's not a friendly, happy tour guide.
I'll kind of like cross eyes with you guys and just kind of imply with my facial expression. You know exactly what I mean.
I might do.
This is to the tour guide. Do we like change out tour guides every so often? Like, is it?
Can I speak to your manager?
I just start walking. I believe it was down this road, wasn't it? Where the ship was?
Meanwhile, you've gone up to the bloodhound.
I am.
I'll take the thing with me.
Yes, I have charisma.
It's gonna happen.
As you're walking down, keep going. As you walk down the gangplank, Kyrie's at the bottom of the plank, and she's like, "Captain,
Yeah?
I think I should probably transfer."
No, we need you. Honestly, I get it, yeah. It's not your ship, it's not your crew anymore. Most of them are.
It was my ship and my crew, even when you took over, but when you made the decision to leave the love of my life to cannibals.
It was him or everybody else on the ship. Okay, you don't. You need to follow my orders. I need someone that is willing to follow my orders. If you're not happy with that, then. Do you have an obligation left?
Yeah.
How long?
2 years.
Okay. If you can find a room master that'll transfer it, you have my blessing. You need.
Okay.
I want people loyal to me, and I want people to feel that loyalty as well. I've sailed under a captain who I couldn't trust, and I don't want that.
Thank you for saying so, so I don't think they're nation. Well, to let you know.
Obviously, I can't let you out of it if you transfer. Not in my hands.
Okay, you walk up to the ship. Something's like you
The least awkward way I could have done.
I know there's nothing you could have done. I mean, they were always a problem. You kind of walk onto the next ship, and it's a proud long ship, and on the front is a full-on like orc, like. Which is weird because when you see the captain issuing orders and you know it's the captain, it's a Minotaur.
These are always interesting. Have I met Minotaurs before?
Briefly, like because you're a pirate, they're mostly in the north. They're a wildly mercenary species. Not anyone because fighting is cool. You must be the captain. One of you.
That'd be me, aye. You're captain of the Blood Ice. North of the Fairwind. Good to meet you.
Guthord Longhorn.
That's a big fucking handshake you got there.
Yes.
So,
Speak with the captain.
Is this a female monitor?
No.
Does that matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nice hoodie.
what brings you in Northport? Is it just a stopover?
Largely, yes. We have spoils that we wish to trade for food before we return across the Strait of Spoils to home.
And where's home for you?
Down in the north.
Down in the north?
I don't understand this continent either.
I've seen weirder, trust me. This one is that I hear there's a world inside a giant's head. It's fucking weird.
It's new to me.
So we ran into some very odd trouble on the way here. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to gauge what routes are also having similar trouble, if any. I'm trying to find out what's going on. The sea is a bitch at the minute.
We will not go north at the moment.
No?
We have come northward from Kursk, and Vikings are slimmer than I would expect. Most ships currently fear the Vengeance. It is trailing up and down, sinking ships left and right.
And it's mainly in the north.
It draws the Sea of Rust at the moment.
She's not giving them any water anymore, she's just sinking them.
Not all ships. It passed us by. Those were tense few minutes.
And any known ships that have gone down or joined them, or?
All the ships are nation.
Alright.
It is hunting nation ships.
I didn't know if there was any names that have been called.
I do not know the ships off by heart. My crew are not corsairs. We are simply raiders.
Yeah. I hear you're looking for more crew. Did something happen, or are you looking for...
Some of my crew disobeyed the orders here and were found out late last night drinking on the streets.
Ah, right.
I will return their skulls to their families.
What is that, anyway? That's... I mean, I've heard of martial law, but this seems to be taking it to a whole new...
He's a big white minotaur, and his face is slightly tattooed, and you can see it kind of tugs uneasily at the top of one of the tattoos.
This place has always been strange. I have heard odd noises at night, but always stayed on my ship. They have always dealt with me fairly.
Alright. And these noises, what do they sound like? Are they
like beasts?
And your men, the ones that you lost, you say you returned their skulls, is that all that was left, or were they, what state were they?
Margrave executed them this morning.
Alright, so... Alright, well, thank you.
These noises are not all the time.
No?
Just a couple of visits here.
Alright, well, we'll make sure that people aren't out when they're not meant to be then. Some of our passengers of our crew, their ship was destroyed. I can't remember where it came from, but where was it we just came?
It was an unknown port in the north, so it wasn't. You were on a beach somewhere randomly. It wasn't
Just, I'll try and give him the headings. Just stay. You might want to stay away from there. There's Crawkins about.
What?
Kraken's made of orcs. I'm not even drunk, which may explain some things. But yeah, there's sea monsters from the old times about. Just be careful where you go. One of their ships was destroyed, so I think some of them are looking to find another ship.
They'll take anyone who wants to travel north.
They're a good crew. They're good men. They're just looking for something different.
Okay.
Well, I might see you in the town. If not, safe journeys.
shake his hand again. Give him a wink and then.
Well, there is a curfew. Our ship is on the dock, so if you wish to share booze and stories, then we have no objection.
I will definitely take you up on that and I'll let the crew know. You are also welcome on our ship.
Thank you.
Talks, by the way, and then I'll walk off.
Okay,
Talking ships? What the fuck's this guy?
These guys are out. I've been fishing. I'm going to finally eat something.
right, okay. Maybe a constitution save.
Oh god. Is it that bad?
Yeah.
15.
It's okay, you're alright. You're okay, you're not sick. Fandango cooks it to a T. There's no food poisoning as far as you're concerned. It's nice-ish. I mean, it's
Got tears down my face is probably the best thing I've eaten.
What's Fanhammer's like food presentation like?
It's okay. Like he's
Does he put like little
Have you ever seen that?
There's a link on the end that does
Have you
that.
seen the advert that used to be for the fish? Have you ever seen a fishy on a little dish? It's that.
like the little
I don't know what that was.
Lemon.
yeah.
When we went,
Only when he's got the material.
Pile of peas.
you know, when we went on a tour earlier.
I'm just going to rest.
Should we actually buy it?
Been doing nothing but working my butt off.
No. I went to understand the prices so we could figure out.
Okay, I feel like it's how I should have been right now. Not yet. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, you guys returning, you spot the woman watching you, and as you are ushered back, you see her kind of waiting on the dock side. She kind of looks into you. Yeah, it's basically that. And then she just steps into a side street.
How far away is she?
She's just on the edge of the dock.
I'm gonna try and.
Did we all see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the guard see that?
No, because he's facing the other direction.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Because
We'll make sure we're back on the ship. The guard is on. We're back up the gangplank on the ship before you have this conversation.
bye.
So you
Terrible guy.
Looking for any other sort of fish and probably.
Is it still fishing? Yeah, it's getting dark. That's my
Getting
point.
dark.
Yeah.
Or, if it's getting dark, I might sort of try and commune with the
Fishes.
Make me a wisdom check.
Your shit Aquaman.
Yeah, I am.
Your non-Momoa Aquaman.
He's like the original.
Like the original copy.
Yeah.
That's one. And then
You're aware that if you stay here and meditate much longer, you're going to break curfew.
I'm on ship.
Catch hypothermia.
Oh, you're fishing from. I assumed you were fishing from the dock because,
No,
you're not going to catch anything under your ship.
No, I'm going under the water because I can swim.
Oh, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can breathe.
interesting.
I can breathe underwater.
Make me a perception check.
Can you?
Yes.
You can as of this level.
Oh, okay.
I can breathe underwater.
It's just that's cool.
What?
What's useful for a pirate campaign? We've got another useful one.
Oh, that's not good. It's a 5.
Okay. It's very murky down there.
Nothing down there.
Fish piss in it.
He says as Edward's peeing on his head. Cool. As he's coming up to say.
I'll come back up and then I'll see if I can commune with obviously the gods that I haven't been able to commune with before.
This is amazing.
Okay.
And then that's more or less. I'm just resting as much as possible.
Yep.
To find out.
Yes.
What's the look peeking up, looking up at the sky. What's the moon like?
It's full.
I knew it was that.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, we'll leave it till next time. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.
It's totally not going to be werewolves. It's going to